Okay, so we have here sample problem number 7. We have to evaluate the integral of sine squared x dx from 0 to 1. So for this problem, mukhang simple yung ating problem. Sine x lang. Unfortunately, yung mukhang simple na to, kung babalikan natin formula, wala naman tayong integral ng sine squared. Ang meron tayo ay sine. Okay? Ngayon, kung ang gagawin natin ay papalitan natin to ng cos, sir. Palitan natin ng cos. So, cos, sir, cos squared x, sir, minus sine squared x is equivalent to 1. Sir, so yung sine squared x, sir, yan ay cos squared x minus 1. So, ililipat ko to doon. Pagpapalitin ko sila ng pwesto, di ba? Okay? So, unfortunately, kahit gawin natin ito, wala pa rin tayong integral ng cos squared. Nagkataon na nagamit natin ito last time because nakakapag-cancel tayo. Meron tayong capability na makapag-cancel. Saan bang part yun? Balikan ko lang para makita natin. Wala. Hmm? Wala. Wala pala. Siguro sa trigo. But anyways, wala tayong method. So dito pumapasok guys yung power reduction na formula. Kapag naka-squared yung sine at cos, hindi mo na kailangan siyang pababain or i-convert kapag ganito lang. For example, yung problem ay cos squared x lang. Hindi natin masosolve yan unless gagamit tayo ng power reduction. So ang power reduction ng sine, kung titingnan natin dito, the power reduction ng sine ay cos 2x minus 1 all over 2. So, gagamitin natin yan dito. So, mali ito, hindi natin yan masosolve using this. So, using power reduction, this will become cos 2x minus 1 all over 2. So, this is your power reduction formula. Substitute na natin, we have now to evaluate the integral from 0 to 1 ng yung sine squared x magiging cos 2x minus 1 all over 2 dx. Yung 2 na to, pwede na natin ilabas yan as 1 half. 1 half ngayon ng integral ng cos 2x minus 1 dx from 0 to 1. Siguro magandang paghiwalayin natin yung ating trigo at algebraic. So magkakaroon tayo ng 1 half integral from 0 to 1 ng cos 2x dx. Then meron tayong minus dito, tapos multiply natin sa 1 half integral ng 0 to 1 1 dx, di ba? So dinistribute lang natin ito dito tsaka dito. Okay. So, i-analyze natin yung ito munang part na to, yung first part kasi mukha siyang komplikado. Yung second part, madali lang. Integral of 1 lang is dx lang. Okay? So, ito medyo komplikado kasi dapat u lang ito. So, dito magle-let u pa tayo. Equivalent to 2x. Whereas our du is 2dx. Then, our dx is du over 2. So, substitute natin. We have now 1 half integral from 0 to 1 ng cos u times du over 2 minus 1 half integral of 0 from 0 to 1 ng 1 dx. So in this case, yung 1 half nito ilabas natin magiging 1/4 na. Yung integral ng cos u ay sin u. Okay? Yung integral naman nito magiging 1 half tapos ang integral niya ay x lang. So this is our indefinite integral but we have a limits from 0 to 1. So kailangan natin siyang i-analyze on both upper and lower limits. Okay? So upper limit muna tayo when f is equivalent to 1. By the way, di pa pala natin nasa-substitute yung x sa sin. So this becomes 1/4 ng sin 2x minus 1 half of x from 0 to 1 and then our upper limit becomes 1/4 ng sin 2 times 1 2 times 1 minus 1/2 ng 1. So, this becomes 1/4 ng sine 2 minus 1/2. This is our upper limit. Then, kunin naman natin yung lower limit natin. When x is 0, we have 1/4 sine ng 2 multiplied by 0 minus 1/2 ng 0. So, may iwan lang sa atin ay 1/4 ng sine of 0. Okay. However, yung 1/4 sine of 0, this is actually equal also to 0. Okay? So, ang matitira na lang sa atin na integral ay 1/4 sine of 2 minus 1/2 minus 0 or I is 1/4 sine of 2 minus 1/2. Pwede natin gawing lahat divisible by 4. Pwede natin siyang gawing by 4 lahat. So, ito ay magiging sine 2 pa din, sine of 2. Itong 1/2 natin, ano ang 1/2 ng 4? That is 2. So, this is our answer. Pwede yan. Okay? Pero pareho namang tama ito. Yun nga lang, minsan sa exam kasi baka malito kayo. Kailangan nating i-simplify. So, that is the answer for this problem. Next problem tayo, number 8. For number 8, we have to evaluate the integral of sec square root of t then square root of t dt all over square root of t. Goodness. Okay. So, yung sectan, pattern yan, di ba? Familiar sa atin yan. Kasi meron tayong sectan dito na sectan. Okay? Si sectan, ang kanyang integral ay negative sec u. Ang problema lang, square root of t yung nasa loob. Okay? So, ang gawin na lang natin, palitan natin ng u, yung square root of t. Kasi hindi pwede yan. Dapat ang nakalagay lang dyan is either x or u. Basically, a variable at a single degree at walang coefficients. Diba? Monomial lang. Next. So, kung ganon, i-let u natin equivalent to square root of t. Therefore, our du is 1/2. Okay? 1 over, actually, ang sagot, ano nito is 1 over 2 square root of t dt. Okay? Kung ipa-power kasi natin yan, that is t raised to 1/2. And sa derivative, pag dinerivative natin yan, bababa natin yung exponent. Tapos t raised to 1/2, babawasan natin ng isa. Kaya ang mangyayari, 1/2 ng t raised to negative 1/2. At yung t raised to negative 1/2 na yan, yaan ay 1 over 2 t raised to 1/2, which is 1 over 2 square root of t. Okay? Kaya ito yung nating naging sagot dt. Okay? That's the source pa, pinanggalingan nito. Okay, so substitute. Okay, so nalobat yung aking microphone. Let's continue. So we now derive our du. Kailangan na lang natin siyang i-substitute. Okay, so kapag sinubstitute natin, we have now the integral of sec u dan u all over u. Okay? So, kasi yung square root of t ay u. Tapos, yung dt kasi natin, magiging du multiplied by 2 square root of t. So, this is du multiplied by 2 square root of t. Okay? Take note, yung u na to, actually, yung square root of t, di ba u din yun? So, pwede natin sabihin na ito ay 2u. Okay? So, kakancelin na lang natin to kasi u ito eh. Okay? So, isang technique para hindi ka mahirapan kung merong square root, i-square natin both side. Okay? Pag in-square natin yan, magiging u squared. Ang squared ng square root of t ay t. So, kapag nag-derivative ngayon tayo, pag tinake natin yung derivative ng u squared, that is 2u du. And the derivative of t is dt. Kaya yung dt natin ay 2u du. Okay? Bakit naging 2u du? Kasi yung pag dinerivative natin to, bababa yung 2, u minus 1, okay? Ay, u time raised to 2 minus 1, and then derivative of u. Okay, kaya naging 2u du. Common mistake, nawawala ito, nagiging 2 du lang. Okay, pero that is one approach, kaya naging 2u du to. Makakancel natin yung 2, yung u, yung 2 pwede namang lumabas dito. So we have now 2 integral of sec u dan u du. Now from our formula, yung sec u tan u, pag ikay na sec tan, that is negative sec u. So therefore, let's substitute, let's solve na lang dito. We have 2, yung sec u tan u, that is negative sec u plus c, or simply negative 2 sec u plus c. And this is our answer for this problem. So, apologies, medyo na-off ako nung nawala kasi mic ko. Naka-u pa pala tayo. So, negative 2, check. Ang value ng u natin ay square root of t plus c. Yan. So, that is our final answer. Kailangan yung final answer natin is, as much as possible, simplest version na. Okay? So, kanina kasi, ito naman, simple version naman to. Ito, simple lang naman yan. Pareho lang din naman. Okay, ito lang kung gusto natin. Ibang form lang kasi to common denominator lang. But, simplest version pa rin. Okay? So, we are now on problem number 9. Last two problems. So, for problem number 9, we have to evaluate the integral of e raised to theta cosine theta d theta. Okay? So, paano yung problem na to? Again, meron ka ulit exponential. So, kailangan natin palitan ito ng exponential analogs. So, ang cos theta, that is e raised to theta plus e raised to negative theta over 2. So, this becomes 2 e raised to theta multiplied by e raised to theta plus e raised to negative theta over 2 d theta. Tanggalin na yung 2. Ang maiiwan na lang sa atin ay integral ng e raised to theta multiplied by e raised to theta plus e raised to negative theta d theta. I-distribute natin. So, magkakaroon tayo ng, multiply ko to. So, e raised to 2 theta plus ito pag minultiply ko, that is 1. Kasi e raised to theta minus theta is e raised to 0 which is equivalent to 1. Kaya ito ngayon ay magiging 1 na lamang. So, d theta. Okay. So, meron ulit tayo ditong exponential and algebraic. Pwede natin yang paghiwalayin. So, ayan. Para hindi tayo mahirapang mag-analyze. Plus, integral of 1 d theta. So, ito, pagka meron tayong exponential, di ba, kinokopya lang natin yung ating integrand. Tapos, dinidivide natin sa coefficient ng ating exponent over ln e. Kasi e yung base natin. Plus, yung integral ng 1d theta is theta plus c. So, therefore, this is e raised to 2 theta over 2 kasi yung ln e ay 1 plus theta plus c. And this is the answer for this problem. Wait. May limit tayo. May binigay na limit yung problem, hindi ko na isulat. Minus ln4 at minus ln2. So, ito, mariremove natin si plus c. Tanggal ka, boy. Kasi may limit na ln 4 minus ln 4 at saka minus ln 2. So, ganun din dito. Ang limit natin ay minus ln 4 o ay minus ln 2. Okay, so ang gawin natin ngayon, kunin muna ulit natin yung upper limit, that is the function of minus ln 2, and that would be e raised to 2. So our theta is negative ln of 2 over 2 minus ln of 2. Simplifying, this is e raised to negative raised to ln 4. Okay? So, yung negative lalabas doon, magiging ln of 2 raised to negative 2 minus ln of 2. At kapag ka meron kang e na nakaraise sa ln, mawawala yan. Bababa yung nakapaloob sa ln na e raised to, na 2 raised to negative 2 minus ln 2. Teka, nawala yung 1 half. Balikan ko. Na-mislook ko guys yung 1 half. May 1 half dito. Yun. So, 2. Rewrite natin to kapag may ganito tayo, di ba? Pag meron tayong yung 2 negative ln of 2, pwede ko siyang isulat, ililipat ko dun yung negative, magiging negative 2 ln of 2. Ngayon, properties of logarithm, di ba ang mangyayari dyan, yung ln of 2, itong negative 2, aangat siya dito as exponent ng 2. So, in this case, we can rewrite this as e ln of 2 raised to negative 2 over 2 minus ln 2. Na hindi ko kasi naisulat yung denominator na to kanina. Ngayon, kapag meron kang e na naka-raise sa len at any value, let's say x, ito ay magiging x lang. Mawawala yung part na to at ito ay bababa rito. So, this one will be 2 raised to negative 2 squared minus ln of 2. Which is, yung 2 raised to negative 2 magiging, ito yung ating original denominator, ibaba natin yung 2 raised to negative 2, that would be 2 squared minus ln 2. I'm 2 squared. So this is 1 over 2 cubed 8 minus ln of 2. And this is our upper limit. Kunin naman natin ngayon yung lower limit natin, f of negative ln 4. So that is e raised to 2 times negative ln 4 over 2 minus ln of 4. Supposedly plus, kaso negative kasi, kaya minus tayo. So this becomes 4 raised to negative 2. Shortcutin na natin, 4, aangat dun yung negative 2 dito, kaya 4 raised to negative 2 over 2 minus ln of 4. Then this becomes 1 over 2, yung denominator natin, yung 4 raised to negative 2, bababa at magiging positive yung exponent, minus ln of 4. So, this is 1 over 32 minus ln of 4. So, this is our lower limit. So, our I now, o yung integral na ini-evaluate natin is the upper limit minus the lower limit, 1 over 8 minus ln of 2 minus yung lower limit natin, 1 over 32 minus ln of 4. So, ililipat ko yung calculation nito dito sa taas yan para sunod-sunod yung solution pa rin natin. Lagyan natin ng arrow. Okay? So, this is now our upper limit minus lower limit. So, our I, pagsamahin natin yung dalawang constant, 1 over 8 minus 1 over 32. Then, meron tayo dito ngayong minus ln of 2. Tapos, pag minultiply ko to minus minus, magiging plus ln of 4. So, I now is, gawin natin common yung denominator na 32 minus 1. Itong 1/8, ang 1/8 ng 32 ay 32 divided by 8, 4. So, 4 over 32. Ngayon, itong ln 2 plus 4, pwede natin siyang gawing, sundin natin yung laws of logarithm, na kapag ka meron kang ln A minus ln B, yaan ay ln A over B. So, i-apply natin yan dito. Ang minus natin ay yung minus ln 2 at ang plus naman natin ay yung ln 4. So, dito ang mangyayari, meron tayong ln 4, yung positive, over yung negative naman natin na ln 2. Okay? So, delete ko na to. Simplifying, this is now 3 over 32 plus ln 4 over 2 is 2. And this is our answer.